Last summer, my Uncle Gary decided to pick up woodworking, which was already a red flag because the last thing he built was a shelf that somehow required both duct tape and a prayer. But he was determined, so he told the family he was going to build a birdhouse for the backyard. Nothing fancy, just a place for the robins to hang out and, as he put it, network. I agreed to help him, mostly because I was promised lemonade and because watching Uncle Gary use a power drill is the closest I'll ever get to live-action slapstick. Things started going sideways when Gary showed me the blueprints he'd printed from some modern birdhouse website. Except it had multiple floors, a wraparound deck, and what looked suspiciously like a gym. "Gotta keep the birds active," he said, winking like he was letting me in on Wall Street secrets. 2 days later, we had a structure in the backyard that was, frankly, bigger than my first apartment. I asked if there was a hot tub on the roof. He didn't say no. That's when the squirrels moved in. I'm not talking about a couple of curious critters. I'm talking about a full-blown squirrel migration. They showed up with tiny suitcases, started arguing over parking spots, and by the end of the week, I caught one of them organizing a barbecue on the penthouse patio. Uncle Gary, ever the optimist, suggested we just roll with it and see where this new real estate venture took us. Next thing I know, he's outside hammering up a sign that reads, "Squirrel View Condominiums, Luxury Living, Acorns Included." Things escalated even further when a squirrel in a tie approached me with a clipboard and asked if I'd read the HOA bylaws. No loud nut cracking after 8 p.m., no tail shedding in communal areas, and all guests must be approved by the board. He chittered. I tried to reason with them, but it turns out squirrels are strict about late fees. So now, every month, I slip a handful of acorns under the birdhouse door, condominium entrance, just to avoid getting a tiny eviction notice. The moral of the story? Never trust Uncle Gary with a toolbox, unless you're ready to pay property taxes in peanuts.